Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Yeah, so I mean, other than that, I don't know, man. I don't know what y'all Knicks gonna have to do to get it together, but y'all got to get it together. Oh, okay. I'm good. All right. Thank you, Jelly. Yeah, so I'm just saying, man, when you look at it, Ribby is tight. I know Ribby tight. He said, I got nothing else to say, gang. Oh shit. I watched the shit transpire and I couldn't believe it. I could not. I didn't think the Knicks were gonna lose today. That's all I'm saying. I was highly disappointed. Highly disappointed with your guys, man. Highly disappointed. Let me bring up the stats. I'm gonna just go over the stats real quick. And then Dyson Daniels, 26 minutes, 6 points, 2 for 5, 0 for 1. Jalen Johnson, 36 points, 36 minutes, 17 points. He shot 50% from the floor, but he didn't shoot well. Like Willie said that they didn't shoot well, and they haven't been shooting well. They have not. Old 30 minutes, 15 points, 6 for 9. He did his thing on it. He's been playing well against y'all. It seemed like centers play well against the Knicks. If you're a scoring center, you probably feasting to play against the Knicks. C.J. McCollum, 35 minutes, 32 points, 12 for 22. He was toasting, but he was really jacking. He was putting up shots, 22 shots. He put up 10 threes. I mean, he was jacking it up. But usually, like, vets do well at Madison Square Garden. Well, who else played? Let me take a look at what Jelio's saying. Let me say, this is going to give Jalen Johnson and NAW confidence. They both didn't play well. Yeah, it's going to give them opportunity to get their shit together. And when they go home, they're going to be like, okay, oh, that's how to do it. Oh, that's what we got to do. And then they're going to feel confident, and then that's when the Knicks going to have to, their bench going to have to start scoring. They bench got to score because clearly Atlanta can, especially coming off the bench. Last thing you want to do is give a young team like this confidence. Yeah, that is true. Don't want to give them it's the first round, and they ain't got nothing to lose. They figure, okay, now it's tied up. We going home. And, Jalen Johnson and them was not shooting well, and they're going to go someplace where they feel comfortable at. And the crowd going to be behind them. So now the shit is on. That's the problem. But we'll see. Do you see some first round upsets happening? I see one developing. Word up. I see one right here developing. Yo, them Knicks got a problem, man. They got a problem. They not well, we said that now's the time. They made a move. This is their opportunity. Got a new coach. Fired the coach. Kept all the players. Everybody stayed. So it ain't like you don't know what you're doing. It's just, shit happens. Maybe it's not what you thought it was because you've been rocking. You had a nice schedule. That I can tell you right now. Y'all was playing under 500 teams for the end of the season. So you had an opportunity to get your game together, look nice, make a move. You couldn't really move up in the spot, but that doesn't matter because, like I said, Detroit is going to have problems with Orlando. I said this. I'm seeing that right now. I'm telling you this. Don't be surprised to see somebody there that you don't think that should be there. That's what I'm saying. Oh no, I'm definitely talking about the Nets, but I like talking about basketball. And besides, the Knicks owe us change. So that watching them lose is like kind of like upping the value of the change. And anybody that owe me change, I keep track of it. When you say you owe me, you owe me. I want my money. So they owe the Nets some money. I did an earlier show today about Jordy Fernandez and I congratulate him. And I think that was a good move with his new contract. I thought it was a good move because we need some stability at coach. We do. We've been through too much the past 6 years. But I also said that he needs to. The clock is on now. I don't want to hear like, oh, you ain't got no roster. I don't care. Make it happen. You got to make it happen. At some point, you have to put that line. Okay, look, we rebuild. We trying to get pieces for you to at least put a winning team out there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go to the finals. But Jordy gonna have to do his job now, for real. Oh, tonight I did it. Tonight, yeah, tonight. Tonight I did the Jordy Fernandez thumbnail. You'll see it. You'll see it up there. I did a. You can still hop on. You know what I mean? You want me to put the link up there? I'll put the link up. You can hop up and talk about it. I'll be more than glad to talk about Jordy Fernandez. I'll be more than glad to talk about it again. I dropped the link in. I dropped the link in for Pete. And I dropped it in. You want to get on too, Jamal. Yeah, my whole thing is the only reason why I came on is because I actually watched the Knicks implode in front of my eyes, and I said to myself, those draft picks are going to be. They went from silver coins to gold. They might turn into silver, but then it's early. I don't know, or platinum, I should say. So Sean has no excuse. He has all the upper hands. A lot of free cap space, picks that might be superb in the future. I mean, come on now. Make it move. Make things move. No excuse. If the Knicks get bumped in the first round, it'll be gold for the Nets. Gold. It's like hitting lotto. Because I know they're gonna break the team up. I know they're going to do that because they ain't going to pay nobody and you losing every time you get into the first and second round. That's not going to happen. I know how that organization get down. Impatience. And even the fans are impatient. You know, like they celebrating like you won the finals outside. It was first game of the playoff. I get it. You got a big fan base. I get it. Calm down. Shit. What you call him is on too. Breezy is on. My whole thing with Jordy Fernandez is he had 2 years to help rebuild the team. I think the way Sean Marks looked at it is like he did him, he did what he needed him to do. And, it just happened to, we got Jamal in the house. What's up, Jamal?
Yo, what's good, Scott?
not much. And the thing that Jordy, I think that Sean Marks is doing is he rewarded Jordy for doing what he need to do and stuff.
He had no
So
choice. Jody was about to be a whistleblower. Jody was
yeah,
about to go to
because
that NBA office and start telling. He was about to be the new Frank Lucas. He was about to
yeah,
wild on that.
we got Pete on here. Everybody, net fans, everybody know what's up, Pete.
What's
What's
up,
going
Pete?
on?
Not much. How you been? What you think about the Jordy situation?
Good, good. I saw you and Leaf up before talking about it. I
Yeah,
was a little
yeah,
busy. I was hoping to catch you a little later. Then I saw you doing the Knicks. So I'm
yeah.
sorry if I messed it up for a couple people that came and saw the Knicks stuff. But I wanted to chat with you a little bit about
Sure,
the Jordy
sure.
stuff.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be more than glad to talk about it because me and John was talking about it and Leaf at one time, and I'm kind of happy with the whole situation. We need stability in this court, because jumping from coach to coach is not good. I don't think it's good for the organization, really. What you think, Pete?
So when I saw the Shams tweet and
Yeah.
I read it out,
Hmm.
I instantly had a theory that I feel like I don't know if it's gonna have any validity. I could be 100% wrong, but I'm gonna tell you and Jamal, and you guys let me know what you think about this. All right?
All right.
Jordy was hired when Bridges was still on the Nets. He wants to compete,
Right.
right? Tank doesn't go too well last season. This season we're tanking again.
Right.
End of the season's coming. I don't think Jordy is necessarily in love with tanking, considering everything we know about him.
Yeah.
Even with the prize of getting a Cam Boozer or whoever it may be, I think a compromise is struck between Sean Marks and Jordy. I want job security. In the
Oh,
NBA, not even in the NBA, in most sports, in the
the
major leagues,
most.
whatever,
Yes.
it may
Yes.
be, coaches on 1 year deals
Don't make
often
it.
don't get the respect that they probably should be getting because the
Yeah.
players don't think that the guy's going to be there, right?
Yep. That's true.
Obviously they like Jordy enough that they're not going to just give him an extension to make him tank. But I think there was a conversation of saying, listen, if I'm going to tank, I want some job security. But the real negotiation comes in with the staff.
Right.
I've
Right.
never seen a staff all get signed like
At
this, a
one time,
multi-year
like that.
deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Me neither. Never seen that.
So it's like
Yeah.
you gotta keep, I want a little job security and my
My
guys.
and my guys. Yeah. That means to tell me that he did strike a deal. If once he had all the pieces around him, get a new contract. It was like, okay, it's me and all the guys.
But I will say one thing also. You do have guys like Jay Hernandez, who's been
Mm-hmm.
around since Jock Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, man, there's like one or two other assistant coaches that have been here since like Steve Nash, even.
Yeah.
You know what
Yes.
I mean? Those totally believe those are Sean Marks's guys. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
look at
Hmm.
all this and I can't see another situation that you say I want to re-sign all these coaches and have it come out on the same day because obviously it's not well, actually no, it did come out today.
It did. It did.
Officially, it
Came
did
out
come out.
today.
That's
Yep.
so rare that we hear all of this come out. Usually it's the head coach, and then later on, a month or two later, you hear the other stuff come out. And listen, I don't think assistant coaches get more than like 2 years. Like most
Right.
of them I think are probably on like 1 year deals or something like that. Not really long. So this is very
Right.
interesting. Well, what do you guys think about that?
Honestly, I think it works out. I like it. I'll be honest with you. It's different because usually we have a lot of movement, and you're right. Usually we have the coach, and then it'll be the staff afterwards. He'll pick one or two players or whatever. But to me, it seems like when they did decided to get rid of Mikal Bridges and have Jordy there. Jordy came in thinking that he was retooling, not rebuilding. And that, yes, that once that established that, Sean established that probably last year, not even this season, that listen, Jordy, we rebuilding. And then, Jordy was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm going to go? I just doing my dream job. So he was like, you got a 2-year contract. We're going to extend it. We're going to extend it. And then I guess
Well,
once
it was a 3-year deal. He originally
it
signed
was
a
a
3-year deal, right?
3-year. I thought it was 2 years. It was 3. Right.
So
And
next
then
year would have been his quote
his
unquote like
final
final
year.
season, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it because we have not, for the past 7 to 8 years, have any stability in this front office, in the coaching, in the locker room. Nothing stable. It's just been one coach after another theory, and it's just like players come in and out. I think you need some kind of direction. Like even if other players from other teams look at the organization, they want to see who they working with, and is they viable? Are they somebody that's going to step to the front office and speak up? You know what I'm saying? So
I want to ask Jamal this because he's quiet. I want to include him in the conversation. Do you think that Jordy is the best Nets coach in the Brooklyn Nets era? Maybe even the last 15, 20 years even.
Oh man,
that's a tough one.
so
I think so.
because depending on it depends on how you look at it, right? The talent, he didn't have the talent around him. For what he did, it was great, for the development. But like you
Yeah.
said, Pete, and I've been saying it too. I said Jody didn't sign up to be a developmental coach. He didn't sign up to be a taking coach. When he signed on, Mikel was still a part of the team, and they was talking about a retool.
Mm-hmm.
They was never talking about a rebuild. So when you traded him in the summer after signing Jody, it didn't make it. I know Jody kind of looking like, what the hell is going on? I signed here because I thought I was going to be able to compete, but then it went left.
Who's
Even right now,
who do you guys think?
I don't believe in this ability. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this right
Go
now.
ahead.
Even right now, I don't really believe in the stability of the team, even though he signed everybody, because we've seen this play out before. We've seen him sign multiple coaches and fire them. So I don't know.
I think Jordy's here to stay. What I'm really interested in is Sean Marks' contract.
That's what I'm interested.
That's that's the very little secret
everybody is.
About.
Yeah,
he got a ghost contract.
He's been very comfortable. I have not known anybody with a job so comfortable.
This is one thing that a lot of people forget. Do you guys remember Christian Winfield? I think he was with the Daily News. He covers the Knicks now. I might be wrong.
He used to cover us at one point because he used to be in the Nets spaces.
Correct. And he came out, I think 2 years ago. He came out with the tweet saying that Marks got extended, right? And the Nets instantly shut that down. We have not heard anything about any contract extension or any contract talk at all for Sean Marks since then. I think that was real. I really do.
Do you remember how many years that they said the extension was?
I don't think that was even released. I gotta go back and see if I could even find that. That's a good question.
But Pete, I didn't even know he had 2 titles.
What do you mean? What do you
president
mean?
of operations? He got president.
Yeah.
He got president of operation, and he got general manager.
Well, he's not okay. He's not the president of basketball operations. Most teams have one and the GM, but you're not wrong. He does have a second title. It's not ambassador. It's governor.
Governor, yeah,
team governor. So he can go to to the the board meetings with all the owners and put in a vote. Like if they're gonna, for example, if they're gonna like pass a new rule, the teams have to vote on it.
So he can vote. He can stand in and vote
on behalf of Joe.
Vote. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you a question, Pete. Is it not a conflict of interest for him to be in bed with Joe with having another sports team?
Man, it's tough because this is the how can I say this? This is how I kind of break it down for people as far as I know. Joe Tsai is a very smart man, right? Has lots of money. We know this. And what you do when you have money and you need something done that you're not sure about or you don't have any experience in, what do? I go to Scott. Scott, my plumbing is all messed up. I need a plumber. Can you recommend somebody for me?
Right.
I hire a Sean Marks because of his, a great resume, experience with the Spurs, blah, blah, blah. He comes in and he's doing my plumbing. And all of a sudden, he very good at the beginning. And then we're about to, I don't know, we're middle of the job. And then all of a sudden, something happens and the bill just jumps up high, right? I go to
Right.
Scott, like, Scott, what's going on here? And you don't know what you're going to do because I'm not a plumber, right? Pete's not a plumber. You got to trust Sean Marks, and they're close. And I think that's why he's still been around.
Mm.
But it don't make no sense to me because on the other end you have the Liberty, and what the GM is doing over there with the Liberty, you would think he would ask for some type of advice of what's going on if you're not sure exactly what Sean is doing.
Bro, you know what it is? The WNBA, the rules are so different. Like with the
Different,
cap,
right.
it's a totally different, obviously it's still basketball, but, off the court, it's a totally different thing. And, how would that look if you're Joe Tsai going up to, I think the guy's name is Kevin Cobb, the
Yeah,
GM.
Jonathan Cobb.
Jonathan
Right.
Cobb, sorry about that.
Yeah, Jonathan Cobb.
Yeah, Jonathan Cobb. I go, he goes up to him and he starts, asking stuff about Sean Marks, someone who he's close with, right? That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy on both ends because you have on one side one team is winning and doing all the right moves, and then on the other side you have a team that's like you don't know what direction they're going in. You don't know if they're tanking. You don't know if they're retooling. Well, now we know they're tanking. But it's just one of those situations where it's like, what are we doing? What are we really? What is the goal? Because we still don't have an identity when it comes to this team.
We don't need. I don't think we need a quote unquote like super identity right now. I think Jordy's doing pretty good of making these guys, hustle and play their asses off on a nightly basis when they know they're probably going to get beat like 15 to 20 points, right?
Which
So I
is
think that we
difficult.
could say that right. They have a hustle sort of identity, right? You
Yes.
know what I mean? They're little scrappy, not very talented right now, not a complete roster. So they're
Right.
building their identity, sure. I'm not really too concerned with that, at this very second. Next season, I think we come back to this conversation and it's a lot different, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
it'll be different because if you're doing what Sean said he wants to do, he's going to try to get a vet, and vets come with their own personalities. Let's
their
put it
own
that way.
baggage. Yep,
Right.
their own baggage.
They're going to come, especially if they can play or they're a superstar or some kind of talent in
Listen,
the NBA.
let me cut you off very quickly here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what, like, talking to a couple of people, I shouldn't even say talking to a couple of people. If you watch a plug here, if you guys watch
Yeah.
my podcast, Net fans,
Right.
I got a couple beat writers coming on. Bob from Nets Daily came on, and he was telling me,
I saw that one.
you saw, I don't know if you peeped this, but he said something very interesting when talking about the big three. They don't want any more knuckleheads.
That's right. That's what
And
I'm
look at the
saying.
draft last
Yeah,
year, right? That reflects it. A lot of guys that are, quote unquote IQ guys, teammates, good teammates sort of guys. So I really don't think you're gonna see a star with like I hate to say it, like
That caliber.
a John Morant, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
I
gonna
don't
that
think
see
you're
a
gonna
caliber.
see a
Ja.
John Morant here.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no,
not gonna see it.
definitely not
But
y'all.
but then it makes you think about, are you gonna see a Giannis? Because Giannis kind of got that
Com-
reputation about him also.
Yeah, and this is my thing too, is they all kind of come with it because in order to get that edge, I always say an athlete from an athlete sport, from an athletic sport where we look at these athletes, you have to have an edge. You have to. You have to think you the shit. It's almost part
Yeah.
of your DNA in order for you to be who you are when you play the game.
But
Am
I'm
I
gonna say
wrong or
this.
right?
I'm gonna say this though. If I look at, I'm not saying the Nets are gonna get this guy, right? But
Yeah.
Draymond Green, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like this guy is, sure he's a knucklehead, But
Sure
as
enough.
far as, like all the stuff he does on the court, I don't think they mind getting someone on the court. He would be like a menace. I think it's
Right.
like the
Mm-hmm.
stuff off the court, someone who knows, or someone who could deal with the media. Like, so I think the whole thing with Kyrie Irving, like,
He
gave him
couldn't
like a
deal with the
shot.
media.
Like they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys.
left
Yeah.
a bad taste in their mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he couldn't deal with the media, and the media didn't like him. And it made the locker room hot. It made the
Mm-hmm.
team hot. I get it. But
They don't want to do that again. They don't
I
want to do
understand,
that
and
again.
I understand that too, because not everybody fits. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is, but what happened is you lost probably a baller out of it too, because KD
Mm-hmm.
is a baller. KD is a baller for real. Like, if you long as he signed the contract prior to this whole mess up, so he wanted to stay. I don't know what transpired. I don't know what was said or what wasn't said.
I can tell you. You can tell.
But
I think it's pretty. It's not
I
like
know you
hidden
can,
anymore.
Pete. I know you can tell me.
It's
But
you could look this up. It's been said before by other people. Um, Listen, Harden, KD, they wanted this guy to take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh,
what are you
okay.
doing? This is like a Hall of Fame team. This is like a
Yeah.
legendary team, and you're not taking the shot. And it's just like the reason why Harden left. He's like, listen,
I don't want
Nash
him. I don't
is
want
not
no
a good
part of
coach.
it.
Nash is
Right.
not a good coach, and Kyrie's not like he's bullshitting.
Right.
He's bullshitting
I
this.
dig it.
I don't want to be
Okay.
here.
Okay.
But
I
then
can believe that.
I heard other reports of Harden disrespecting Nash.
I haven't
Well,
heard that, but I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be
Yeah,
shocked on that.
I've
though.
heard that at one point. This is when Harden was leaving.
Right.
Oh yeah,
He wanted to leave out the door. Right. This is after the Detroit game. This is after the Kings game.
Right.
He came late from Houston. He got on a private jet, went to Houston after one of the games to go to the strip club,
no,
and
that I
then
can tell you
came
where
back.
I'll even tell you that story came out from Jay from BK and I talking on a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it was in Denver. I always misquote the team, but you're not
It
wrong.
was Denver. It was
They
Denver.
played
It
a
was the Denver
game.
game.
Yeah, I think he went to Vegas, and from
Mm-hmm.
Vegas or so he partied somewhere, and then went to Denver. Like, you know what I mean? They had a
And
game
came back
the
late.
same
He
night.
came to the bench late. Yep.
You know, I don't know if he came late, but the thing was the night before he was drinking, he was partying.
Mm-hmm. But no, I remember that game because he wasn't on the bench at first. He came during halftime
No,
or
he was.
at the
I
end
think
of
he
first
was
quarter.
there. I think he was there. I'm pretty sure he was there. But I don't remember the story. You might be right. I'm not sure if I remember the story 100%.
But I do remember the disrespect that they said he was displaying towards Nash. Like it was something dealing with a honey bun.
You mean the
Like
mellow thing?
yeah, it was something about a honey bun. Like he wanted a honey bun or some shit. It
Bro,
was
I have no
crazy.
idea.
It was getting petty. I just felt like the vibes was getting very petty, especially
You,
when James Harden wanted to leave.
When he wanted to leave, supposedly, this is stuff you could look this up on Nets Daily, and somewhere online you could probably find this. Oh no, Shams covered this. What am I saying? Basically, he would be talking in the middle of the game. He'd talk to guys on other teams, being like, "Yo, I want out," blah blah blah, and the word would go back to Nash and Marks and Joe Tsai, right? And then they would hit him up. They would talk to James. They're like, "James, we're hearing this. Do you want to go?" And he's like, "No, I want to stay." And then last minute, I want out.
Cause what did he do that because he didn't want Sean to trade him to any other team?
Possibly, I'm not. I'm
So
it
not
that way,
sure.
I'm about to say so that way Philly was the only team Sean could have traded him to.
probably
Maybe
so.
James wanted to wait to see if Kyrie was gonna be back. If you guys remember, right before that trade deadline, the Nets had a game. I think KD might have been out and Harden might have been out, and they beat Milwaukee. It was a big game against Milwaukee, and they won. They were like heavy underdogs, and they won, and they were all cheering in the locker room, right?
Yeah.
The reason why they were cheering so hard was because they had word from the mayor's office that Kyrie was coming back. So
Right.
Mm.
everybody was lit. Like we just beat the Bucks, a big win, and Kyrie's coming back. And then they found out later on, obviously, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you guys remember that. I wish I could
Yeah, I
find that.
remember. I
I
remember.
remember it's a lot of things about that team that I remember. It's crazy because for them not to play that long, for the many games together,
They have
we
so
remember
much
a whole
stories.
bunch of stories from that. You know, you could get a lot of information from what was going on because
And really, to be honest with you, the reason why I say Sean didn't have control of it is, and I blame him for that, is because you allowed them to come in, and you didn't take control, Sean. Sean, you just let it happen when you could have sat down with all three of them at any given time and just talk to them and
You
say,
don't think
look,
he did, Scott?
I maybe they
Why
didn't
not?
like him.
Okay, if you're Sean Marks, why would
Maybe
you
they
not
did.
do that?
Maybe you didn't. Maybe he did do that. If he felt that it didn't come through, hire somebody that can make it come through for you. Bring somebody in. Bring somebody in that they respect.
but Scott at that point, everything was already fractured. He
Yeah,
didn't
it
like
probably
Kyrie
was
no
too
more.
late. Yeah,
You
it was
know,
probably too late.
it was already too late. Like
You have
it,
to establish that prior to them coming in.
yeah,
You have to establish that the minute they signed in. The minute they signed that contract was the minute you was going to do that.
yeah. Because the story was they didn't want Kyrie. They only took Kyrie because KD was a part of it.
Right. KD wanted Kyrie.
Yeah.
Which
So so
understandably, if regardless of how much headaches it, listen, Chicago went through the same thing.
yeah, with Scotty
Jordan went
and
through,
Jordan.
yes, they went through the same problem. So you can't tell me it can't work. It's just that it's a lot of headache. I get it,
Yeah,
but
it's a headache, but it's worth the headache. Because
you're going
look
to
at
win
the
a
revenue,
title. Yes,
and look at the revenue that you was bringing in.
yes. Look at the money you're making.
Like
Look at
you
the
know,
money you're making.
sometimes business makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Certain time, you gotta have that headache for business to make
It's
sense.
not. It never comes easy, Pete. It don't come easy. Heavy the crown that you wear. There's a
Exactly.
saying. There's a saying. The crown is heavy.
Yeah. But
There's gonna. Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
Scott, this goes back to what we was talking about before when we said it's not really bothering Josiah either because he's still making money.
Right, but I mean,
He's probably making the same amount because
yeah. He's
all the
still making money.
tourists.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
all the
making
tourists that
money.
comes to see the Brooklyn Nets games
Yes,
because
yes.
the arena is always packed.
Yeah, it's not like it's empty. It's not like it's Memphis.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's look at it right now. To be honest with you, the Brooklyn Nets is the NBA international team.
One of. They're definitely like a top 3 team internationally for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
it's a money maker still, regardless of how we look at it, whether we're hardcore fans or not. Like they're making money regardless if they have the fan base or not, because
I'll
they
say this.
got all these people coming in from
I'll say this.
other places.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. The reason why they're probably going to compete next year, or why you saw that story come out, is
Yeah,
because they're afraid about losing the fan base. I do think they care, right?
they
But
do
it's a
care.
It's a long-term strategy.
Yeah,
It
But
is.
Pete, I like okay, right? And I said this. I said this on Twitter. I said I know Jody. If being that he signed this contract, I know he better not leave before Sean Marks does. Because if anybody get fired, it should be Sean Marks first.
if it's based on the players, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
Because
if
he's
it's
putting his team together.
yeah,
you're not wrong, but you also got to think of it this way, right? And this is a little slippery part of this. Whenever a GM or a president of basketball operations is hired, 99.9% of the time they want to bring in their own head coach, right? They want to bring in their guy.
yeah.
So Marks and Jordy may be married. I'm not sure. If
It
a
But
might
new
be.
guy, if
no, I get it.
you know what I
I
mean?
get it. But
Like,
I'm just saying
think about it.
if this doesn't, let's say Maltz put together a team. He's putting together all these pieces. He's drafting players. He's putting it together, and it's not fitting the way it should. Who should be fired? Who should be held accountable? Because if you're telling me that Jody is going to be held accountable and get fired before Sean, that's actually bringing the players in, then we have an issue.
I genuinely agree with your point, but this is the main issue with all that, right? We know that Jordy hasn't had the team to kind of like quote unquote show off like his
Hmm.
coaching and whatnot. But with Sean Marks, like we don't know like all the details of his contract. Uh, he's signed for I don't know how many more years. We talked about that before. And these rookies, these guys were 19 years old. I think he's gonna have a leash of at least like 2 more years because you have to let the kids play. Is
Right.
Yegor gonna be an all-star next season?
No.
No, right? He's gonna get into his prime. What would you guys say? 26, 27? That's like 8 years from now.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I actually have Yegor
Yes.
doing. I actually have him making a jump. To be honest with you, I have him making a jump within 2 to 3 years.
I
And
say
that's
3
2 or
years.
3 years of Marks then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yegor is the type of player where he wants to be better. He wants to be great, and that's something you can't you that's something you have to build it, and you have to it's something you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he.
Let me tell you,
Hmm.
let me break this down, all right? At your job, right? What if I told you if you got better at your job, you would get paid more money and a lot of
Hmm.
money?
Of
All these
course.
guys want to get better for the
Of
money.
Hmm.
course.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. Some guys are more locker room guys compared like to cancers and
Right.
whatnot. But all these guys want to make it, right? All these guys want to get
Yeah.
the big
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There was this big thing that Clax wasn't trying the last couple off seasons, and that's something that just made my head explode because it's like
Yeah.
this dude is playing for a contract, right? He
Yeah.
wants to play in
Hmm.
the NBA,
Yeah. He's playing
Yeah.
hard. He's
right? You
playing
know what I
hard.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's where
Like
I
the report,
disagree with you a little bit.
the report just came out too about Klutz feeling like the whole losing thing is bothering him.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I would be
I'm not
shocked
shocked
from a
either.
play. No player wants to lose. What player wants to lose?
Yeah, that has a that weighs on your mentality, especially being
Especially a
that
whole
Clark's
season.
been here and he's the longest tenured net,
Yeah. Of course that
and he's
messes
been
with your
losing.
game.
Yeah, he's been losing since the big three left.
Yep. And he was an integral part coming off the bench for the big three. He was
Hmm.
bringing excitement. They was watching him grow. So
Yeah,
clearly,
because it kind of stifled his growth, if you ask me.
of course it did, and it makes it much more difficult for a player after 2 or 3 years already in the league to watch rookies, and we had 5 of them. Kid me
Hmm.
not. Come on a team and disrupt it. It's a disruption when you have 5 rookies. It's
Hmm.
not going to be good. Yes, you play 5 rookies, you're going to lose a lot of games.
Yo,
Pete,
guys, I gotta
let
run.
me.
Have a
Oh,
good
okay.
night.
Okay,
I was
Pete.
Be good.
I got you
Thank you, Pete.
Later.
because
Later.
I was gonna ask Pete, do he feel like we drafted too many of these rookies?
Well, it's just, I mean, he had 5 picks. So
Yeah,
he should have got rid of 1 or 2 and moved up.
two. I feel like he could have drafted 3. You know what I'm saying? He could have drafted 3.
Could have got Queen.
Got rid of
Could
2.
have got Queen, and you know how I feel about Queen.
Hmm.
I would have got Yegor and Queen. You know what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I would have been straight right now. Shit,
But he went for the poor man's Joker.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
You know what I'm
Wolf would have
saying?
been there anyway, so he could have got him last.
Hmm.
Wolf would have been there because apparently nobody really thought that much of Wolf.
Because he was older.
Right.
He's the older player.
Exactly.
You know,
Even though I still think Wolf is a sleeper.
yeah, he's a good player, but I don't know how.
I remember his father saying he's going to work hard. He meant that shit.
What's his ceiling though? What do you feel like his ceiling is?
I can't. It's like this question mark, and that's what makes it so exciting because I know he's going to try to bring his A game when he come back next year. I know for a fact. I just have this feeling he wants to play well. He wants to.
Of course. Like I feel like most of them do, but it's just the fact of will they have the opportunity to?
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody on this team is hungry.
Hungry as can be.
You know what I'm
And
saying? And you bringing more people in.
Even the coaches are hungry right now.
Yeah.
Sure, Jordy got to be like, yo, listen, I'm so glad I could try to win now.
Yeah, exactly. Like
whatever the case may be, whatever pick we get, I'm good with it. You know,
Like-
I don't care.
like I'm starting to look at, like, before I was saying no to Ja, right? But the more and more I'm thinking about it, I'd rather take Ja with a low risk, high reward than try to go and trade all these draft picks for Giannis. Because I'll trade a pick and maybe a player or two for Ja.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of them picks, especially Nick picks.
Exactly. Like, I'm not willing to do that.
I watched them things turn from silver to gold tonight. Tomorrow night, by the end of the week, them shits might be platinum.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the Knicks cannot afford to lose. I keep talking about that, but they owe us change, and I have to talk about it. When somebody owe you something, you have to stay on them to make sure they pay. That's all.
Because they don't have the assets to gain Giannis. They would have to bring multiple teams in to try to do this deal.
Right. And I don't want Knicks fans that watch my little show or whatever feel like I'm hating. I'm not hating. If you didn't owe me no change, I wouldn't give a shit. But you owe me change. So
yeah, watching everybody pick. That Philly pick.
You owe me change. I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't.
We watching this Denver pick. We want that shit to blow up too.
Yes, please.
Blow that shit up.
Blow that shit down.
Anybody that we got picks of, we want it to blow up.
Blow up. I swear. That's all I'm doing now is watching and waiting, because it's gonna happen. So that's why like Pete was saying, I'm surprised you ain't talking about the Nets. But I already talked. I had a show earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I was here earlier with you.
I talked about the Jordy thing. That was important. I had to get up here and talk about Jordy, because I agree with signing him. And if part of the deal was to keep his coaching staff, well, so be it. I mean, stability is needed.
Yeah.
First of all,
why would you not keep if he's comfortable with his coaching staff? And you put that man through some hell just now.
Yeah, you
better let that man keep what he want.
You made him tear his record down. His shit is tore. It's gonna take years before he can be 500.
Because
it's gonna take years.
And it's crazy because of people around the league, even fans know he's a comparable coach.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's not so much his reputation. It's what the team,
right?
Sean Maltz did, and everybody blamed Maltz.
Right, he took a hit.
Everybody does.
He took a hit for Sean.
Yeah,
he took a hit
because they know if he had better talent,
he'd have a better team. He'd at least be a 500 team, maybe. You know, the way he coached, and you could see it because when he had Schroeder on the team, you could see they give everybody a run for the money. They didn't give a shit who it was.
That's I'm glad you said that, Scott, because I'm saying to myself, the reason why I would take Ja over Giannis is because we've seen what he could do with a good point guard.
Right, exactly. I do.
Now you put him with Michael Porter, with MPJ, because everybody know the ball is going to MPJ, so they start doubling him and tripling him.
Right, right.
You put somebody on the court where you can't double him all the time, then it could work out a little bit differently. You got to put him on court with other scoring threats.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Diego can't be the one, then you move him to the 2. We see that he can shoot the 3 ball.
Yep. Sure enough, that was
let Ja run the point. At this point, that's the only thing I was thinking about, because I didn't want Ja, because I don't want what comes with it.
Yeah, Ja might be a problem here because, but maybe
all the stuff.
I have faith, and sometimes, I mean, it is. Yeah, I understand. I wouldn't take the chance but I like to give people chances. I think you can give some people chance. I just don't know if you can give Ja a chance. I don't know him personally. Maybe if I had spent time around him to speak and talk to see where his head is at, that I can probably say yeah or no, you know. But as a person on the outside, I'm gonna say no because I know how New York is, and but then again, he might be an outsider coming here. So
Yeah, but if
he's not from here. He's not
yeah, he's
from the
not from here.
Northeast.
The only person
So
that he's cool with is Clocks.
right. So he might be good coming here. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
That's
just,
what I'm
it's just
saying.
yeah. And I would take the chance if we could get a Trey Young type of package.
Yeah, but you need a GM that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's more
That's
that know how to deal with that.
yeah, you need to have that mindset. Like you can relate to what they saying.
Yeah, cause
You know what
if
I'm
you
saying?
yeah, cause you and the owner is automatically on the same page right now. Where it's like
Right.
once somebody act up, you ready to get them out of here. You don't even want to take the chance on them.
I don't need you to be an executive. I need you to be like, part of the team type
Mm-hmm.
GM. Like
Mm-hmm.
you come in the locker room, they look at you as part of the team. They don't look at you
Mm-hmm.
as a GM. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? I mean,
Yeah,
am
yeah,
I
nah, it's
wrong?
relatable.
Right. You just being able to manipulate, and then when they talk, you be like, nah, you bullshitting me. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you wanna
I
people
know you
not the
bullshitting me
homie, but
right
at the
now.
homie. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah, you
where it's like, come
bullshitting
on, you
me.
can't
You can't be doing that, dude. You
run the
can't.
game on me.
Nah, don't do that shit. Go
Yeah,
home.
you gotta have somebody that could talk. Like, for instance, Magic was able to
Yeah.
talk real with the players on the Lakers.
Right. Yeah, you need to
You need
have
that.
that. You need
Yeah,
that. I'm
they need
sorry.
that
That's the
player to
only.
player. Yeah.
I'm sorry if you feel like I'm saying something wrong. I don't know if people think I'm saying something wrong, but I think, it's a hard job being a GM. I'm not saying it's easy. You need to
Mm-hmm.
be almost have a degree in psychology to deal with some of this shit, but you need to be able to deal with it. That's what I'm saying. You got to be people person and be able to get your shit across to multitudes of different attitudes and different types of background. If you can't do that, then I get it that you can sit in the meetings with the GMs. These guys got money. They don't even deal with the public. Half the time they just doing business and making moves. They have their own little world around them. They're not dealing with from the player standpoint. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a different world. Ballers are different people. They
Yeah.
have different attitudes and they think they the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they are, sometimes you not. But you got to be able
Mm-hmm.
to tell them, motherfucker, you got to speak to them just like I'm speaking to you right now and
Yep.
tell them,
Yep. That's
yo,
the only
you
way
ain't
they
the shit,
understand it. Yeah.
motherfucker. You are not the shit yet. What are you talking about?
They gotta understand it the way they put it down. Like, yeah,
Yeah. You got to be
listen, you
able to
gotta
say
be able
that.
to pull that motherfucker to the side. Hey,
You're not
yo,
the
you ain't
shit.
that.
You ain't
You ain't
that,
that.
dude. You're not that.
This ain't your show, my brother.
No,
Like,
come on, calm that shit down.
mm-hmm.
Get busy, get to work. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
You gotta let them know, like, listen, see, but you gotta be more relatable. If you're not
Yeah.
relatable, then yeah, of course they're not gonna respect you the same way.
No, they're not. And then sometimes people feel like you need to be separated. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It works different on different people. But then
Mm-hmm.
that's where the psychology comes in. You got to know it to identify. You got to
Yep.
know who you can do that to and who you can't. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I always said when they looked up to Michael Jordan, Michael was kind of like the guy that can tell motherfuckers you fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And then players
Mm-hmm.
on the team respected him. It made
Yep.
it easier for the GM.
Just like Isaiah. Isaiah
Yep.
was the same way when he was a GM.
Yep.
And the
So,
whole thing with Isaiah had a eye for talent.
oh yeah, he knew talent when he see it.
Yeah. He drafted Tracy, he drafted I think was it Damon Stoudemire?
Yeah.
Marcus Camby also. He drafted damn near that whole Raptor team that was real good at first. I think even Vince, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. Did he get Vince? He might have. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And I'm just hoping that we get this done.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to stay on too late.
Yeah.
I came on. I've been on already. I put in 3
I know you've
hours.
been on for damn near hours.
Yeah, like yesterday I was on for 3 hours. Today
Mm-hmm.
I'm on another 2 hours.
That's good. You just building that content up. That's all.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Like I said, I like to keep talking about who owes us money. So, and when the Knicks lose, I'm looking at that change they owe us. Boy, they get bumped the first round. You know how expensive that change is going to get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They gonna break that team up. They can't stand to lose.
They already thinking about it just off the
They
way Mikal Bridges is playing. They already trying to figure out where
gonna
to send
they
him
gonna
to.
get they gonna get rid of him.
Yeah,
I hate to say that. If they lose, they gonna get rid of him.
yeah, but that's his fault. That's his fault.
Hey, listen, it might be better for them anyway. So I
Yeah,
don't know, but I just know one thing: it ain't what they think. Well, people think they are. Like,
yeah,
oh, they a championship team. No, they not.
yeah.
No, they not. No, they not. Mini Me
And
is
it's
nice, but he ain't
yeah,
that nice.
and it's crazy because the one player they could have had went and got that they didn't is the one player that's cooking them right now, and that's CJ McCollum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they could
Oh
have
yeah.
went and
They
got
could.
CJ.
Yeah, they could have got CJ.
Because they was definitely talking about getting him at one point, but then they stopped. I forgot before what team he went to. I think it was before he went to the Wizards or when he went to the Wizards.
Oh,
They was talking
okay.
about getting him.
Well, I'm gonna check out. I think what's calling is on.
No, Breezy
Did he?
got off.
Oh, Breezy got off.
Yeah, he got off.
Oh, sure enough, he did.
Because
Damn.
I was
Yeah.
on his earlier before you got on, and I just
Yeah.
left it on.
Oh man, that's okay.
Yeah,
Tomorrow I'm gonna
yeah,
cover the Celtics game, so I'm gonna see how the Celtics look. So I'm gonna
yeah. I'm gonna
cover
try to
the.
get on with you tomorrow.
Yeah. All right,
All right,
Jamal. Thanks, Jamal, for coming
you
on.
already know,
I
Scott.
like to thank Pete. Pete came on. Pete for everything you know.
hmm
And I like to thank everybody in the chat room. I had a bunch of people in the chat room
Mm.
that came in here. Ribby, I'm sorry, Ribby, for your team, man.
Ribby said he ain't got nothing else to say again. That
Yeah, he
was
was
like an
out.
hour ago. Yeah.
He didn't say shit else. The Net fans
That's
are
my
hurting.
guy, though. Ribby
They
is my
hurt.
guy.
I thought they won the finals yesterday when they won that game. I was like, wait a minute. They had police lines and people clapping outside. They were showing the game. I thought they were playing for the finals.
Mm.
They just love that
They always,
pain, don't
they
they?
hype. They always hype.
They come with 100%. I give them
Yeah,
credit for that. They do come hard. I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie. But it's futile when this shit don't work. Then the next day you
Mm-hmm.
got to go to work and they got attitudes and shit. Don't want to talk
There's gonna be a lot of
basketball.
pissed off people tomorrow, yo.
Tomorrow, just stay away from people, man.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot
Tomorrow.
of pissed off people tomorrow.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna put the thing up. Yo, this shit is crazy.
A lot
Yeah.
of pissed off people to drive through.
Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe and share. All right. Peace, everybody.
All right,
Peace.
peace.
Peace. Oh, shit.